Hello, my Facebook friends. How are you? Happy Monday. Lori here with Interior Jewels. I hope everybody had a great Monday. I am sitting down here finishing a few projects, and one of them needs a bow on it, which gave me the idea to do a bow tutorial tonight since so many people have been asking me. So I hope that you are able to jump on. I'm going to take the camera off me and I'm going to put it close, zeroing in on my workspace so you can actually see me working on it. I'm going to go step by step and hopefully you can follow along. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Again, this is a question that I get. I'm looking at my computer, not at the table, not at the phone, trying to get myself on here. So yeah, I'll put the camera on my workspace so you can see me go really slow, step by step. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Again, making a bow is something that just takes a little bit of practice. But once you get the hang of it, it's easy. Seriously, easy peasy. And there's so many different bows that you can do. I'm going to show you one that I typically do. Oh, why am I commenting in that? I don't know why that is. Hey, Doris, how are you? Happy Monday. All right, Doris, are you interested in learning how to make a bow? You're always such a loyal supporter of mine, and I so appreciate it. What was I saying? Oh, there's so many different types of bows that you can make. The one that I'm going to show you tonight is the one that I typically do. I hand do it. I don't know if anybody knows what an easy bow maker is. On another tutorial, I can show you how to do a bow on that. Some people find that much easier. I've just gotten in the habit of making them by hand. And they come out a little bit different every time, but the process is always the same. Yeah, I have two left hands. I never heard that. I've heard of two left feet, but not two left hands. Anyway, so I have a lantern here that I just did a swag on with pretty peach roses and some fern. And the bow I'm going to make is going to go on this. So, which is why I chose the ribbons that I did. I have 3 ribbons that I'm using here. And you don't have to use different ribbons, or you can use different ribbons. I have a 2.5 inch and 1.5. It doesn't matter, again, what kind of ribbon, colors, width. The only thing that does make a difference is that they are wire edged. Very important to use wire edged ribbon because that's what's going to hold its shape. If you use one without wire, it's just going to flop. Hey Dawn, how are you? You're just in time for a bow tutorial. So again, I have a 2.5 inch and then I have 2 1.5 inches. And again, they are all wire edged so that when you do this, it will hold its shape. I always feel like it's a family reunion when you two are on here. So cool. All right, I'm going to move some things aside and I am going to point my camera down so that you can see. I'm hoping, this will be available on the replay too. You can go back and you can slow it down. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments and I will be happy to answer them. So let me put the phone down. Hopefully this is going to be a good, yeah, I think you can see. Typically what I like to do is start with the wider ribbon first. This is the 2.5 inch. Let me get something else out here so I don't have to later to tie this off. And I'm not one of those that has specific instructions of telling you how long the ribbon needs to be. How I decide how big first of all, it depends what I'm putting it on. This, like I just showed you, is going on a lantern, or if I'm doing it on a wreath, I want to decide how big it needs to be. So the way that I decide is just making a loop, and that's going to determine how big. Typically, they're usually about 6 inches. So I'm going to hold this up to my lantern. This is a perfect size loop. So I have a little bit of a tail. I just squinch it together here, hold it, and now what I'm going to do is twist. And the reason why I'm twisting is to keep the right side of the ribbon out, so that when I make this loop, the right side is out. This ribbon obviously has a wrong side and a right side. So to have the right side facing out, I had to give it a twist. When I make the loop, I'm going to squinch it again, and then I'm going to hold the two of them up to make sure that they're the same size. Usually buy them, Taurus. Okay. This is a short tail. Typically, I like to do one a little bit longer, depending upon how I'm putting it on my item. Better to cut longer, because you can always cut it shorter later. You can't do the reverse. If you cut it too short, you can't make it longer. So I don't know if I'm going to need it that long. That's how I'm going to leave it. It looks just like tying a shoe. You have 2 bunny ears and 2 tails. I'm still holding it in these fingers with my thumb on top. Now I'm going to go with my next ribbon. And I'm just going to keep layering. There's no knotting. So like I said, this is even easier than tying a shoe. I'm going to go with my peach next. I chose this because this goes with the color flowers that I chose in that. And I'm going to lay it on top. Same size tail as that. This doesn't have a right and wrong side, so I don't have to do any of the twisting on this one. You're the boast. If you practice, Dawn, I promise you, you will get good at it. Now this, I'm leaving the same size loop as what's there. Once you have the first one down, you pretty much know this as a guide. Again, no right and wrong side, so I don't have to twist. I'm going to make my second loop. I'm going to hold them up to make sure that they are the same size. They are. And I'm going to make this tail just as long as that one. And I'm just going to cut. Still holding it in these fingers. And all I'm doing is layering it on top. Dawn, does this look difficult to you? I think sometimes we get in our head that we can't do something, and we've convinced ourselves that we can't without even trying. And like I said, there's many different ways to make bows. Again, I'm layering a third ribbon on here. You guys know that this is my favorite, this black and white. I use this all year round. Love this. I just laid it on top. Now this has a right side and a wrong side, so I have to twist this to make sure that the right side is out. I always like to keep pulling them as I go. I'm going to twist it again so that my second loop is facing right side out. I'm going to hold them up to make sure that they're the same length, which they are. I'm going to pull the tail pretty much as long. So all I did is layer 3 ribbons on top of each other. I'm still holding with my thumb on top, my first finger, and these 3 fingers just support it. I'm just holding it. I'm going to do a couple of more layers here. I'm going to do another peach to get a little bit more of that color in, and I'm going to end with the black and white. Again, I don't have to twist here because there's no right and wrong side to this ribbon, which is nice. It actually saves you a little bit of ribbon. I hold the 2 of them up to make sure that they're the same height, which they are. Take the ribbon out, cut it the same as that. And I just keep fluffing it out because now I'll know how big it's getting. I have 4 loops on each side. And I'm going to do one more because I want to end with the black and white. So let's try this one. And if you didn't want to do loops, you could just cut lengths of fabric to make more tails, which is nice too. Sometimes you want really long tails, like I do some of those designs on my wreaths where I have long flowy tails and I'll curl them. Sometimes I do really short ones. This design I'm doing short on one side and long on the other side because I'm going to have it up this way and I want the long tails cascading down the lantern. So just laying it on top, put it under my thumb. Here's my first finger holding it. My other 3 fingers support it. I'm going to give it a twist because this has a right and wrong side. So to have the right side out, I'm going to give it a twist. Pull it, give it a twist again to give it the next loop. Hold them up to make sure that they're the same size. And then just give it a cut the same size as the others. There you go. Now you can fluff it in your hands. This is why I love wire edge ribbon. All you do is go like this and it just makes it flow so pretty. If this wasn't wire edged, you wouldn't be able to do that. There's nothing like running wire edged ribbon through your fingers, at least for me. You know I'm a ribbon fanatic. Okay, so to me, that is big enough. My bow is done. Now, what I typically like to use is these plastic cable ties. You can also use a pipe cleaner, put it around tight, twist, twist, twist. But I am going to use the cable tie. I'm going to put it underneath. I'm going to pull it. Make sure you have it in the middle. Sometimes a good way to make sure that you have it in the middle is fold the bow in half so that you know that what you're tightening with is absolutely in the middle. I have screwed that up where it wasn't in the middle, so one side was bigger than the other. And these cable ties are great. You just pull, pull, pull till it's tight, and you snip them off. Now, you fluff. Aw, thanks, Dawn. See, did it look easy to you or does that look difficult? I'm curious. I mean, to me, I'm used to doing them, but it's really not difficult. And just keep fluffing. And then what you can do to make the ends finished, not yet, you can do dovetails on the ends. You fold the ribbon in half and you cut from the folded edge on an angle down toward the wire edge. And that gives you a pretty dovetail. It just looks finished. So I'm going to do those on all of them. This is just an angle cut. You could leave it at an angle cut too. You just don't want to cut straight across. It doesn't look finished then. But I'm going to do a dovetail on all of these. But by the time I go get everything you said, well, ribbons you can find in any store. You may be out and find them in a Walmart. I don't know if you go to Hobby Lobby. You look for the wire edged ribbon. Once you have that on hand, these cable ties are very easy, or pipe cleaners. You can find this at a Target, a Walmart. This happens to be a green one, but that's all you need. You don't need anything else. It's not a lot of materials. Actually, a lot of these ribbons I get from Sam's Club, believe it or not. The last time I got ribbon there, they get a big shipment in for, oh, screwed that one up. Let me give that another cut. The last time they had ribbons in was for Easter, spring. So I must have bought 30 rolls. The next time they'll have them again is right before Christmas. You can get them on Amazon. There's a lot of, how am I screwing these up? See? I don't always do things perfect. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them online. There's a ton of places to buy ribbons. But I am always on the hunt for ribbons. Let's see if I got them all. One more. Fall is going to be here before you know it. I haven't been to Hobby Lobby in a bit. I have a feeling that all of their fall stuff is coming in. So I'm still doing custom orders that are coming in for spring and for summer. But I'm going to be starting fall very soon. I never understood that until I was a maker. I would get so annoyed when I would go in stores and say, oh my God, they're rushing the seasons. But now I get it. You know, when you're a maker, you need time to make this stuff. I can't start making in September for selling in September and October. We're supposed to be 3 months out, actually. So July, August, September, October. Really, July at the latest, I should be making fall. Which makes me sad because I love my summer. Yes, see, you can save this video and keep going back. And if you have any questions, see, and I just keep fluffing. That's the beauty of wire edged ribbon. You can manipulate it for the loops to go wherever you want them to go. Keep running your fingers through the tails. This design I like with the tails longer on one side because I'm going to put it on an angle. As a matter of fact, let me put that on here while I'm on with you. Next time I do this, I will do... my sign was there and I moved it. I will do a different type of bow. I made this... let me put this a little bit higher. I made this swag earlier. Now see what I mean? This is draping down this way, so this is why I wanted the longer tails. I already put a cable tie on this. So this is how I'm going to attach it to here. This thing makes a lot of noise. Pull this tight. A little bit more. And then I snip off the end. And again, I will fluff this. I think it's nice too when you use a variety of ribbons. I mean, you could do all one color and do monochromatic. You know, a beautiful burlap bow is classic, goes on so many things. But I always like adding different ribbons for some interest. So, what do you think? That was easy peasy, really, and it could be made in 5 minutes. Just keep playing. And if you get the wire edge ribbon, just sit there. Look at this video. Sit there. Don't put a cable tie. Don't make it permanent. Take it apart and start again. So you can keep practicing. Once you get the hang of it, I'm telling you, it's easy. So once you get that down, then I'll start with another one. Difficult. And you've been crafting for over 40 years? Really? Oh, hi, Nancy. How are you? Yes, save it so you can watch later. What crafts do you make, Dawn? I didn't know you were a crafter. I don't consider myself a crafter. There's something about that I definitely don't craft. There's a lot of things that I can't do. I like to say that I create. I like to create. I like to design. I'm not a crafter. But I'd love to hear what you make. I didn't know that. And are any of the things that you make, would you be able to put a bow on? There's so many different things that you could put bows on. Obviously, I put them on my wreaths. I put them in floral arrangements. I will do them on lanterns. I will do them on baskets. This is another project that I have here. This was an upcycle. This is a metal angel. I put a candle in it. I bought it plain. I put a candle in it. I did a little swag on this with a little bow. How cute is that? So there's so many different things that you could put bows on. Even in home decor, you can have a pretty basket, rolled towels in it in the bathroom, and put a pretty bow on the handle of the basket. There's so many. On the kitchen counter, you can have a basket where you can put a bow on it. I love putting them on these lanterns though. And I love that peach color. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed that. And again, save the video so you can keep watching it. Keep practicing. I promise you, you will perfect bow making. It's not hard. And you have to, don't tell yourself that either, because sometimes when you tell yourself that, you've blown your chances of doing it because you convinced yourself that you're not going to. Thank you, Nancy. And thank you, Dawn. And thank you, Doris. Thank you all for hopping on with me. I am going to clean up here. My projects are done for the night. And I hope that all of you have a fabulous night. Go relax, enjoy, and do whatever it is that you do at this time. I'm going to go see what's on TV, I think. I haven't watched TV in a while, so I'm going to go do that. So again, you guys enjoy. Any questions, let me know. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.